Never mind.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy, the Dadalorian, and I want to wish you all a very Merry Sithmas. And I'm joined by my two greatest of friends, Matty Ice Links, also known as Black Series Daily Disc, and I am Not a Committee on Instagram. Fellas, it's been a couple weeks. How you been?
I know, man. Life is busy. It's great to be back with you, Minoc Move Milkers. I'm Matty Ice, otherwise known as Black Series Daily Desk, as Eric said, but man, a plug is a plug. So Black Series Daily Desk, everybody. On a little hiatus, but back in January. But go look at the old stuff. I need the likes.
Yep. Hey, and I am not a committee, and also, yeah, doing great. It's been hella busy. I feel like the last couple of weeks have been enigma in my life. But hey, I'm happy to be here with you guys, and happy to talk some Star Wars and toys.
And we are closing out the week
Toys
here, I mean, with some good stuff to talk about. So what an exciting way to close the year. I know that Dadalorian, my boy, is going to tell everybody, but we are just stoked. What a week for announcements. What a week for figure leaks. You know, we got the Scar Squadron, which blew my mind.
Yes.
And it was...
Yeah, that was totally I did not see that coming.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody...
I'm actually stoked for those ones, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it's so
Some
funny.
of my favorites.
Yeah, no, truly from the comics. And it's so funny. My wife, sometimes Jen, everybody knows her, our studio manager. But I sometimes, when I want to think of a photo, ask her to grab a random figure if I can't think of anything. And she actually grabbed Mike from Scar Squadron on the Saturday before the announcement. And I was looking at it and thinking, like, man, it's a pipe dream, but I would love a Cav figure. And then we always sit and watch it on the live stream on our TV. Like, I canceled. Well, I didn't publicly. I had a work meeting, but it had to be moved. And I was like jumping up and down. It's like I manifested it 2 days earlier. We just got 3 characters to go. 3-pack, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Man.
Yeah, I'm excited, and it's pretty promising, you know, that we will now get those as they've come out with more, you know. So yeah, it's exciting.
And it was a big week. It was a big week in announcement for Black Series, which was really awesome. We also had the big announcements for the 2 Star Wars games which came out, which, you know, we're going to do a show on that here in a couple of weeks to talk about that. But today,
hopefully get a little more info.
Yeah, for real. That trailer said
fingers crossed. And
I think that's Satil. We'll talk about it in 2 weeks, but I think that's Satil.
I have a theory on that, but I'm saving it for that show.
You said you wanted to wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait. We have a really cool topic today. Let's wait. We just love Star Wars.
We do, because we are actually going to talk first and foremost. We got a couple things we're doing today, but we had a leak come up for a Black Series that's going to be coming out, and it is the first Mandalorian, the first we're seeing of the Mandalorian and Grogu, actually. So I'm going to pull it up on screen so everybody who's watching can actually see this. Here.
Yeah,
this is straight from the Star Wars Toy Collectors on Instagram. And first things I'm going to say is the first thing I noticed is how they changed up the box on it. It's not the Mando in color like it used to be with the mural. New. Yeah, so they changed it. Am I frozen?
No, you're good.
What do you mean?
Okay.
No, we're just confused.
You know, it's interesting. I saw a lot of hate because it's, you know, more Grogu, but like, what did people expect? And the Mando mold from, like, you know, the perfect Mando, they made it. I think it was the beginning of last year or the year before. First of all,
I haven't gotten that Mando yet.
Oh, so now's your chance. But first of all, those weapons are rife with theories you could come up with. Like, what? He's got that like sniper Boba looking thing. He's got a sword, which got to be that gladiator part in the trailer. And then
somebody has a comment on this post. Is that the sword of Mortis?
Oh,
and I didn't think
that could be real fun.
Look that up. Yeah. That would be.
Nah.
I mean, setting up.
Dude's got a
How
sword. This guy's got a
perfectly
sword.
would that
I
tie
think it's the sword.
Ahsoka season 2 to it?
Oh, perfect.
Well,
Yeah, there's
it's
a little
all
sword
part of the
if you look
Mandoverse, baby.
in the middle.
Yep.
In the middle there.
If you see the cursor right there, it's right there. And I can't remember exactly what the Mortis sword looked like from the Clone Wars arc, but I do think it is like mildly similar to that. And like, you know, as I'm thinking about it too, I'm like, unless there's something big that happens in the movie involving it, why would he have a sword?
I mean, I think it's from the gladiator pit in the trailer. I'm looking at the Mortis sword. It looks
Possible.
nothing like it unless they retcon it. But
Yeah,
I think
Hell Runner's chiming in too, and he said that he saw something that the sword was called a Beskad or something like that.
Beskar sword. I will take that.
So I think the only issue I have with that is it goes against what the armor said, you know, in season 3 of Mando, I think it was, or I think it might have actually been Book of Boba Fett, where they said, you know, Beskar is supposed to be used for armor, not weapons. So, I mean, we'll see.
But see, here's the thing: is what's her face had a Beskar spear, so
just gonna
someone's
say
able
that.
to make it.
Yeah,
Someone's able to make it. Doesn't necessarily need to be her, so it doesn't need to mess with that story.
Yeah.
Hellrunner also chimed in. Beskads are a traditional Mandalorian weapon. So
there we go.
This could get into some deep shit.
One of the things that
but I like the idea of the other
You go.
idea. I like that a lot because I like how it would tie it in. You know, I think that would be really cool. But oh god, speculation is tough for me because that, you know, it can lead down a road of disappointment. But I think both are really good theories.
One of the things I love about this figure that was also in that weird drop of like a Mandalorian in his original armor where they announced it at like midnight, it dropped at 1 p.m. the next day. Both figures have that spare hand that can hold the vibro knife. And I think like when that knife came with the other Mando figure, it was kind of annoying because it just didn't stay in his hand. So like these are the touches we're talking about when they're elevating the brand, is like the understanding of that. And I tried to zoom in on Grogu, but it made him more blurry. And I was wondering if like he had more articulation. I mean, we're gonna get a bunch of Grogus. I think it's gonna become like when we were kids and the Rata thing. So it's like Scuba Grogu, Action Battle Axe Grogu.
Trying to zoom in for you, but
and that's fine because here's the thing that I picked up on is the movie is called Mandalorian and Grogu, so that is the character. So if we see a few of them from the Black series, I'm not going to be upset.
Credits.
How perceptive!
But no, but with this drop in particular too, if there's anyone who would complain about this being you know, priced how it is for a deluxe figure, I'd be like, just stop. Just
look how much comes with it.
Yeah, it's like buying an accessory set and the bonus is action figures, and like we know what third-party weapons cost. Like if you bought two third-party weapons from this, it would be more than a deluxe set. So I think it's awesome.
100%.
It's a must.
Yeah, and they look legit too.
Yeah,
I'm really curious about that rifle.
I am too.
Yeah,
because like in the trailer he had the what is it? Not the Mimbon, whatever it was called. I always forget the name of it. The disintegrator rifle. Hell Runner can tell me what that is, I'm sure. But so like that's a little different. So is that like the new version of the disruptor or whatever they call it?
Yeah,
like,
or maybe because he is getting the old what's the ship called?
The old Razor Crest. Where are we, guys? We haven't been on in a while. We're losing our lore.
Razor Crest had, you know, that whole arsenal in it of different guns. So maybe he'll just have a new arsenal with his new Razor Crest.
It was also blown to hell, so.
Well, he's got it in the trailer, so
you have to remember Razor Crest is like a brand. It's like
it's like a ship name. It's sort of like it's like the Jeep Cherokee of the galaxy. So it's definitely the minivan. The Honda Odyssey of the galaxy.
So it's not weird.
It's more like a Chevy Tahoe at this point.
And he's also, I think it's it's Tahoe.
It's a Willys Jeep.
Right now,
I think you get through the snow. I think
it's more of a Tahoe.
Ford F-150. All right, I think we should get to the next topic before we just keep naming cars.
Yeah. So, guys, what we're gonna do as well is, you know, now that we're at the end of the year, we are actually going to talk about the top 5 Black Series that we had gotten this year. Actually, Ant, myself, and Matt all picked out 5 that we really love from this year, as well as 2 honorable mentions. So we'll each get into that. Each do our honorable mentions first, go into our top 5. So let's get after it, boys. And I don't remember the ones you selected, so why don't you go first?
Good. So are we gonna do kind of a rotation here? Like I'll
Yep.
do my.
We can, we can
do
it either.
your
Go
honorable
5.
mentions, both of them, and then
Okay.
we'll get into the top 5. I think.
All right,
Like, we'll
so
just knock
I
out
will
the easy
say
part.
I've got 2 honorable mentions, and I'm gonna start with the one I was most excited about. And they're dressed up right now because I was doing a photo, but that's gonna be this one right here.
Ooh,
The old Clone
Nice.
Commander Kenobi 2-pack, and this is an honorable mention for me just because I have other figures I like more. But it's a great 2-pack, and I actually got it while I was at Disney World with my family, so it's pretty special.
you had a good
But-
haul that trip.
Yeah,
Like a really good
that
haul.
was a great trip. My father-in-law just came back
I mean,
to
when
the
you travel to
room.
Mecca,
He just comes back and drops like one after another, pulls them out. You got this one? You got this one? I'm like, no. The only one I had is that one right there, the old Commando.
Yeah,
And that's why that one's still in the box.
I love the doubles in the box. I have some behind me too.
So second one is going to be good old Ezra. Ezra is for me, I love Ezra. But he's not at this point even like one of my like most favorite characters. So it's not a figure that I was personally super amped about, but Matt is, if he's in yours anywhere, I'm sure he can expand on this, or you can chime in now. But he's just, for figure photography, this figure is great, and articulation wise, again, I just call it cool, but it's an awesome figure, and he's got some great poses that he could do. So that's why he's getting the little honorable mention.
So he was one. Actually, I didn't realize we were showing our honorable mentions. So you showed me up, brother.
neither did I.
But
Ezra
Ezra
you guys-
is
My
Ezra's
bad,
one of
dudes.
mine. Yeah, he is one of my honorable mentions. And
Okay,
yeah,
I'll
I
keep
think
showing him.
Yeah, showing him. Yeah. So, and I think that you guys know, like, honestly, I've been rewatching Rebels, and I may like it more than any other movie. Like, that's how I feel. It just feels like Star Wars. It's warm. I've talked about this a lot, but that Ezra figure is one of my favorite characters, and I love the way he showed up in Ahsoka. It was like the best representation of an animated character. What you said, Ant. That is the figure out of the, like, what is it now? Like 12 years of Black Series. He can hold a lightsaber in any pose. Other than Isla Sakura, no figure can really do the like overhead, I think that's like the Anakin swipe, where like he comes down. Yeah, and you can get him like that, but you can even two-hand it, which I think that one is the like pinnacle.
Getting any of
being
them
able
to
do
two-hand is impossible.
And that figure can do it, and I think that's why it's so dynamic in photos. It was really tough. He was almost my number 5, but somebody else won out. But and then my other one is Empire Strikes Back Luke that just came out. He just came out, so like it's a figure that I haven't taken a lot of photos of yet, and that's kind of how I picked my figures. Like, obviously, my top 5 have to be the ones I've taken the most photos of, right? Because they inspire me the most. But that Empire Strikes Back Luke is, the portrait is perfect. He can pose excellently. Like, the articulation is phenomenal. And best, like, honestly, like I said, best Luke portrait. And this is like a really silly thing, but his blaster is Empire Strikes Back accurate, which, like, you guys know I'm a blaster guy. So that absolutely blew my mind. And I just think the attention to detail on that figure, like the platform and everything, the Vader with the cape are awesome. But just that figure was so good. And in hand, like, I didn't expect to be fiddling with it and getting photo ideas as much as I do, but phenomenal figure. Those are my 2 honorable mentions.
All right. And I don't have mine prepared either, so don't feel too bad about that.
I missed the memo, guys. I'm sorry. I could pull them off the shelf, Eric, for you.
You're just more dynamic than us.
So my 2 honorable mentions, and I was kind of toying with these as far, because like I got a bunch of figures this year, but it was a lot of them weren't ones that just like blew my socks off type of thing. But the ones that I put in my honorable mentions that I've just really enjoyed, these ones so far, were Jod Nano Wood, which I loved. Skeleton Crew, probably one of my favorite things from the last year. Love the figure, and given that the coat on that thing is like not like fabric. It's still pretty good
Yeah.
to pose, honestly.
Mhm.
And then the Imperial Armored Commando was another one that I
Oh,
really
cool
loved.
figure.
And
Cool
I just love
figure.
the way that one looks. And that one almost made it into my top 5, but it just got beat out by my number 5, which is
Yeah.
actually a recent one I got.
Yeah. Why don't you roll into your number 5? You're already talking, brother.
Yeah, do
Fair
it.
enough. So my number 5, and I just got this and opened it up within like the last 2 days, is this guy, Prince
Such a good
Shore.
figure. Such a good figure.
And so this was gonna go higher, I think,
Forgot about him.
initially, but I just had some other stuff beat it out. And like, yeah, I think for me, this line, especially the Shadows of the Empire line, is so special because of the nostalgia it has in me. Like
Mhm.
playing Shadows of the Empire as a kid. The book is amazing if you've never read it.
So good.
Highly recommend
I love the
it.
book.
And I love the detail on the back there where it shows like the scales on his spine and everything like that. Like,
So good.
If you think about, and
And I
the
love-
cloth hangy things are so good too on his on
yeah,
his
that's
robe.
what I was gonna mention on there too. So like,
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
just opened this today.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
Nice.
And the hands too.
the-
I love the hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my personal ideal mix of cloth goods and plastic, kind of having like
Yeah.
a little bit more of one than the other. But I think that figure is amazing. And honestly, I forgot all about him. And I scouted a page that I found just on a Google search to jog my memory of what figures actually came out in 2025. And I swear I didn't see him. But anyways, great figure, and I'm glad that you chose him.
Yeah.
Just opened him, and I'm really loving it so far. I'm gonna tell you that. So,
Well, I think
For,
what you
for
called out.
photography purposes, for me, it's something that I've kind of been getting into, but like, allowing myself to just throw figures into different timelines where they wouldn't normally be. But if you don't do that, if your brain doesn't let you do that, he's kind of difficult for me to photograph because I do a lot of outdoor stuff and I don't know.
he would be a harder one to do outdoors. And like, I got an idea for one that I'm looking to do with him, especially, you guys have seen some of my more recent ones. Like I do have some dios. I've done some outside ones, but like I've really toyed with the AI stuff. And I know that's a very contested topic in like the photographer community and everything like that. But like, the Jedi Temple one I did, like that, the guard I did for that one just came out pristine. Like there's just a few that have really turned out well for me with that, honestly.
Yeah, I hate the AI argument. Like, I think that
I think that's ridiculous.
it's your art. Who cares?
And that's just it. Like, dude, I'm not doing this to like show anybody I'm an artist. I'm just trying to make a cool picture with an action figure, bro.
Yeah. And also, like,
Yeah.
how is that different from using a monitor behind your stuff? It's not.
Yeah.
And so, like, but I wanted to say quickly about the
not.
Shizor figure, that like the scales that you said. And I think that's one of the things that's phenomenal about what Mr. Stevie's doing, because in the end, these are figures that are from, book characters that had Power of the Force figures and obviously a video game. And just the attention to detail and looking at the concept art, like, and they're all new molds, right? Like back in the day, these would have been like super repurposed molds. And I think it's just that love for it and that what they're showing to fans is just, it's glorious. And he almost made my honorable mention, but it was tough because the other two figures just, I love a guy with a blaster and I love a guy, that's like a cool fighter. And it's like, that's so it was hard for me to get him in there, but I did I do love that figure a lot. It was hard. This was my first 3 were easy, but after that it was real hard. Like looking at stuff, I did what you did and went online.
Well, stop giving us the suspense and start going into them, brother.
All right, I'll do my number 5, which this one again beat out Ezra by a hair. And it's from way earlier in the year, but it's one of my, I'm just trying to pick it up and getting caught on wires, but it's one of my favorite characters of all time. And it's tied to my, in my top 3 of all time. And it is Savage Opress, whose lightsaber keeps falling down. But anyway, this figure,
that one was going to go into mine until you said it was in yours.
Yeah. This figure is, first of all, ginormous, which is what he should be. It looks awesome. I've taken so many photos of it. The way it poses, you can't beat it. And the detail, like perfect use of cloth goods. He has full leg motion. Like it's just, and I think like the coup de grace, if you will, is if he started with, he started with the axe. And when they announced, when they leaked some of the armor and stuff, and you saw the lightsaber, like maybe like 6 months before, I was like, I'm never getting the axe. And it's so cool because you can do such cool poses. Like I love putting it in front, like he's holding it and he's fighting with the axe in this. And like you guys know my love of Maul, so the connection there is just awesome. And it just makes for really cool photos. And also, like if you want to do a photo of him jacking up clones, like this guy's huge. You get up and kicking ass on like 4 clones. I think one of the first photos I did, I made it look like he decapitated a clone and was holding the helmet, which would have a head in it to like taunt people. And like that is like he's just, I gush
he's
about
really
him.
Menacing. He is a menacing guy.
And they knocked it out of the park. I mean, like they could have made it smaller. Like we all know the Balin Skull thing that he's like super short, which is kind of weird. But this figure just, I mean, you could it's no notes on this guy, and that's why he made it, because there was more photos of him by a hair than the other 2 characters.
Yeah, for me, I've got to rewatch Clone Wars because the first half of that I was a little out of it for not really like paying attention. So like a lot of these characters I know, but I don't have a true connection with yet.
Yeah.
And he's one of them. So when that figure came out, I was like, this figure looks badass. Everyone's raving about him. And I didn't rush to get him. Actually, both of those figures you guys both did, I got in that same Disney trip as Kenobi.
That was the same, like close to the
Savage,
same wave. The same wave.
But yeah, I love photographing that figure. Absolutely love photographing him.
Oh, he looks so good on camera.
Powerful on a camera. And I just did one the other day where he's actually kind of off in the distance and on a hill. And so you're looking up at him, and the perspective is, distance wise, he's actually only a couple 6 to 8 inches away from them, but it looks like he's standing way far up the hill,
and probably so intimidating.
It is. It's one of my favorite pictures I've done. So great choice on that one.
Yeah. All right, Ant, what's yours? If you're talking,
mine.
Keep talking.
All right, I'll keep talking too. So this one is not one that I'm going to photograph a lot because it's a holiday figure, and I don't typically photograph them too much outside of the holidays. But I'm putting it in there. And actually, there was a second holiday figure I wanted to put in here too, just because I freaking love these 2 that they did this year. I feel like they're kind of, you like them, you love them, or you hate them, or you don't give a shit.
I hate them,
but I know you do. You do, but
so much. That is a space that kind of
the Halloween one.
Yeah. I
mean,
so
I'm going with the Night Trooper Halloween edition. So, they took it's great. Mummified him. How is that not amazing? It's what I think. It's for me. It's the best Halloween figure so far, and they always give these figures. Excuse me, such great accessories. The witch probably would have made it into my top 5 if I had acquired her, but I haven't. But the Stormtrooper reindeer, really fun figure as well.
That's a fun looking figure though.
So yeah, I think the holiday ones this year are great. And there's a Valentine's one this year, Ewok. It's fun stuff.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I think my hate for the holiday figures, though, I want to make that clear, is they're fun. I don't dislike how they look. I don't dislike how they're doing.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I hate fun. I'm a Sith. I'm just power and anger.
I've hung out with you before. You do not.
I'm a fun guy. I'm a fun guy. But no, my thing about those is they're cool, and you know me, I'm positive. I love that people love them. Where I kind of get a little disgruntled, I guess, is that those are spaces and production room for other figures that we would want. So it's kind of like you're releasing.
You know how much production room space they have.
I don't, but I'm saying, like, if they're gonna make that figure, right? Like figures we want. Like I'm desperate for a blind Kanan with like swappable heads from season 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Could he have been in that slot, right? So, but at the same time, I love that they bring you joy.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Never once have you said, Anthony, you're stupid for liking those figures.
Well, not for that.
So I appreciate you not saying that to my face.
Not for that.
But this one's a favorite of mine. So I'm throwing them in the top 5 because I'm an adult and I can do that.
Yeah, live your truth. This is our podcast.
This is my truth.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we made it through our top 5. So why don't you just keep going and give us your number 4?
Do number 4. Okay, so number 4 is probably gonna be a little bit of a shocker for some folks as well.
Probably not me.
This is one. No, because you guys already saw my list. But this is what
I remember it.
that I just got, and I know that I'm going to use this figure a ton in figures, in photos, because it's Turgle. So first of all, Turgle is obviously an enigma in Black Series. It's brand new mold completely because it's a new freaking weirdo alien from Survivor. So this guy is actually hilarious. If anyone has a moment, Google Turgle and go to the Wikipedia page and read it. If you have or have not played the game, but to learn who this little fella is, go check him out. His story is hilarious. He has more names than John I Wood. But the figure itself, you can't bend the legs, you can't bend the arms, whatever. For me, it's a fun figure. I always am looking for extra aliens to throw in the background for my photos. So you'll probably see this guy walking around in the background of a lot of my shit. So
And I mean,
be on the lookout for the frog man.
It's a good background character. I love that figure. I'm stoked that was in your top 5. And I love the blaster that came with it. Like, I actually use that in my Cal's hand now. And the video games, I watch the cutscenes, so I forget them a lot, but I've already used that figure and I never thought I would, in like a really funny shot with like Redneck Cal. And like, I want to use them more, but it's one of those figures too that I was, all right, I'm getting it. But when I got it, I love that it's in your top 5.
Yeah.
Because it is just fun. See, I like fun. Also,
he does like fun. Busted.
Yeah. I also want to address some of the comments. Aaron Anthony, Merry Sithmas to you.
Oh, hey, Aaron.
Hal Runner,
Hey,
your
friend.
enthusiasm for Turgle matches ours. So love that you like that one. And if anybody has a top 5, drop them in the comments. We'll talk about them a little bit. So by all means, if we're not saying your figures, we'd love to just riff on them a little as well. I don't want this to be just us. Like, we're all collectors. Let's celebrate. It's Sithmas, baby.
I think I have an idea of what Aaron Anthony's favorite one was this year.
Well, that's that. It's not gonna. We'll talk about that. But yeah.
All right, Matt. Why don't you go with your number 4?
So my number 4 was really surprising to me because of the video game aspect. And I actually bought the character on a whim because I had a day. What I do now is I don't pre-order. I just keep an Amazon wish list to remind me. And at every paycheck, I get myself a little treat because I was spending way too much on these things. So this was one of my treats, and it's Merrin. And it's funny, the day that I got her, Hal Runner, I remember you took an insane photo of her that inspired me. But I didn't expect the number of photos that I've gotten out of her. I took one the other night randomly when I was just thinking about this.
Out of that one.
Yeah, the articulation, fantastic. I love the staff. I love the knife even more. The cool feature of the magic is sick. I like adding an effect versus using this, and I've tried, but at the same time, like, again, I'm a child, so I'm one step away from playing action figures on my couch, and I keep them and I kind of play with them, on the couch. And this is one that, it's funny. I have to reorganize my collection, and I have a drawer full of, figures, and I keep her at the top because 1, I don't want to always look for her, and 2, I don't want to bend this magic. Mm-hmm. But it is so good, and the face is awesome, and she photographs well. And when you go to edit, if you want to clean up and get a little more HD, because I use a cell phone, it works phenomenally. I'm really loving. So I have a little problem with holsters on the figures a lot because they just bend the weapons, and this is super brittle. Like, not brittle, but stiff. Mm-hmm. And the knife fits perfectly in it. And I know my understanding is the knife extends into the staff in the game. But you can check me on that, anybody in the comments. But I like the double knife staff. Like, I use that in every photo. Right. And Eric, I did a photo of her in the Grand Inquisitor, and the background just wasn't working for me. And I used AI for that, and it ended up being a photo that got a lot of likes and a lot of.
I remember that one.
And really people were.
You were contested on that. You were so torn.
Yeah, I took that photo like 3 times.
I thought you were going to turn, man.
Yeah, and poor Aunt had to watch every edit for like 4 days. Yeah, it's sometimes it's not coming out how you like it, but that photo sometimes in the AI it doesn't work, but that was seamless, and that's why sometimes I'll be like, the pose works, the lighting works, but this background's just not doing it for me, and that's where I think AI comes in. But yeah, that figure is so cool, and I love her.
Now, what I would love for AI to be able to figure out is if I gave AI an image and I said, this is my photo, here is a picture of, say, the bunker on Endor. I would like that to be integrated into this photo and have it make sense, and then have it just
I'm sure
Plop it
there's a
in there.
program out
Just
there
get
that could
ChatGPT.
probably do that. Yeah.
ChatGPT does not understand.
Oh yeah, because it's the copyright. I actually, when I got my Moon Knight figure and I sent you that photo for the Jedi Star Wars collab that I seem to never want to get to, I just said like put him in a temple and add dead bodies around him, and it was like one of the only times it didn't go. I don't think it knew who Moon Knight was, so
Yeah,
it was one
so
of the
I've-
only times that it didn't go. This is a copyright infringement. So I was wrong. ChatGPT won't work.
I had
I'm debunked myself.
I had a weird lightsaber angle in a picture that I was really struggling to get the lightsaber to look correct, coming out of the blade or the hilt. And so I was like, maybe ChatGPT would know how to put a lightsaber on there. So I put it in and I like made very specific notes. Please extend lightsaber going this direction, blah, 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 blah. It throws a lightsaber in like the top left corner.
Oh, always. It's like you're so specific. I mean, if I can ever figure out how to do lightsaber angles, it'll make my photos so much better. But I use two apps, and one of them is PixArt, and the other one is Photo Room. And it's like I just can't. Photo Room should be able to do it, but I don't know how.
Do you want to know?
I think that's
do you want to know the workaround?
What is
I
it?
finally figured it out. Make sure when you're
The
taking the
horizontal
photo
and vertical.
to have it be specifically in a way that you don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that being
that's
an
what I
issue.
do. That's what I do. But I want their poses I want that I can't get. But anyway,
Nope.
Eric, you're
So you know what I started doing, just as like, and maybe you guys never done this. I purposely don't put the blade in it anymore.
yeah.
When I take the
I don't
picture.
either.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I just didn't know. if
It
you
took
guys
me a
would
minute.
start
It took
doing
me a
that,
minute.
so-
So yeah, no, and you know, there actually are some that I do still leave in certain situations with certain lighting,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, me
that's
too.
a whole nother conversation too for another
Yeah.
no,
time.
We're gonna do a cast next year, guys, where we all have some videos and we walk you through how we edit, which I think will be really fun. Maybe we'll have a guest on. There's some people in the comments that I know take excellent photos, so we'll reach out to them. Not going to say who, but there's limited people in the comments. But that'll be a cast next year. That'll be cool, where we just kind of walk through. We'll video record on our phones or our computers. Eric, you are up though.
Yep. So my number 4. Now this was one of mine last year, technically, but it was just announced last year, and it is a re-release. But it is my favorite character in all of Star Wars, and it is Nihilus. This one just ranked lower on mine, specifically just because the posability and everything. You know, I love Nihilus. The backstory on him is easily one of the coolest in Star Wars, and I love this figure. I've had a lot of fun with it and everything like that, but it's just not the most posable. Wish they would have updated it a little bit more, but still, nonetheless, really love this figure. Still my favorite character. I don't, I don't really know. I don't think I could say much more than that.
I mean, the journey of you getting that figure was harrowing.
Yeah.
Because I remember it got like
That was-
canceled. Yeah, managing your emotions as a friend during that was a full-time job. Like it was just it's coming, it's not coming, it's lost in the mail, and then you got it. And my only issue with that figure is it's too short. But other than that, I love that figure.
Yes.
Because they used the
Yes.
Dragon Ball body. But with that said, the Planet Eater needed a figure, and that's what it was.
That's what was
For
available.
me, it was just, that was one of the most desired figures of mine ever, and I finally got it, and that was really the special part of it, honestly.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. And it's a
And-
2025 re-release. It counts.
And it's a perfect figure.
Yes.
I mean, other than
Right.
the height issue, but like, I mean, that's not really.
Oh, it looks beautiful. And great
Yeah.
reuse of the mall body. Yeah.
He's
And I got another re-release on my top 5, but I'll say that one's gonna be further in, going into my number 3. And I know this one was a little bit contested as well, but I love this one so much, and it was the Commander
It's a
Bakara.
great figure.
Ooh.
That argument is
Some-
so stupid. Like I
So
love that figure. It's a
people-
galactic.
what
New Wing.
argument? I don't even
The
know what you're
helmet is
talking about.
funky. The helmet is funky to some people.
Yeah,
I
because
think
they
it looks
didn't like
great.
the way the helmet would sit, and everything. Which, it's he has a
Can you
completely different helmet.
Bring
than
it
the
in
other
for.
folks.
I don't actually have that figure.
I can't see it that well.
I can see it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, honestly, I love this figure. I think
mean,
this,
it looks
this has
normal
probably
to me.
been one of the ones I've done the most
Who am
photos
I?
with this year.
Just a simple man.
And I love that
Yeah.
the bracer and stuff was like loose. So like I have it in a pose where he's like grabbing at and everything like that. So I was so happy with this one and really, really stoked about this one, honestly.
Yeah,
So,
and the Gen 3 clone body is such a gift. So I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, the armor on that thing's amazing.
It's
honestly.
phenomenal, and it looks like I hate the Gen 1 and 2 clone bodies. Like we need a re-release of Phase 2 Rex, like they did with Cody. Like I just but like Phase 1 looks so good from the Ahsoka line, but it's yeah. But anyway, that's a great figure with a great mold.
Yes, it is. So, all right, brother, your turn for number 3.
The only place that I have ever seen that figure is at Disney on that trip, and I did not pick it up because I had already gotten like 6 other figures. I was like, I've already spent too much on figures, but I've not seen it anywhere else. I know I could pick it up online. I know I could get it online. But.
So my number 3, I cheated because 2 packs are 1 figure. It's my podcast. Fight me. But so anyway, it's obviously these guys, which I know Aaron Anthony better be your number 1. But they have like the same body too. But these were, 2 of my first. I started collecting these during COVID at the beginning, and I spent so much money getting the Revenge of the Sith Anakin, and it sucked. It looks such a shit figure, and they reused the body 1,000 times, and it sucked the way they did it for Ahsoka. And I just wanted this Anakin from the end of the Clone Wars and Revenge of the Sith. And first of all, it's made me like Anakin as a character more. Awesome. because I just use it so much, and it is such a cool figure. The portrait is flawless. It can't do all the lightsaber poses, but it looks so cool. And I know all of us have gushed about this figure, but is one of the examples where they use, because I'm not a fan, I know Ant you are, of non-cloth good, but they can pose. They've used the skirts, whatever you want to call them, in a way that they can move, and they look great. Tunic. And Obi-Wan just having the Force hand, you can either make them using the Force like they both have it, or you get the Obi-Wan battle pose. And I want to say one of the things I love,
grabbing that tushy.
Yeah, it's fair. Just a little down here, nice one, Anakin. But the thing that I love about these figures so much is one of my biggest complaints is I don't care if the lightsabers are a little bit thicker. I don't want to deal with like the lightsabers falling out of their hands. And I think the biggest flaw in Obi-Wan figures is the screen accurate lightsaber, because it like sits in his hand like he's trying to hold a pin. And these have good thick hilts. I didn't bring out the playset because like that would be insane. I have like 5 figures, 6 figures on my desk, but like this Obi-Wan portrait too. And I actually like the messy hair Obi-Wan. I think it's like cooler. Like I don't love the Sith Anakin head is fine, but I prefer the real one. And I don't take a lot of Sith Anakin photos anyway, but it's like these figures were just, it's again, like as we get into my next 2 figures, which I don't think anybody's going to faint over. These figures were in the 3 and 4 slot on my wish list, and I got the 1 and 2 slot this year. So I'm just, if you want to talk about thankful for the year, I'm rocking figures that I've been dreaming of for years on my Black Series list. Like I think we did it a long time ago, and I said that. So if we can just get Kanan, I can maybe retire. So that's not happening. But I just love these. I can't gush about these guys enough.
For sure, man. And those are really good. I just got the Anakin from one of my really good friends recently as well. Still gotta bust him open. But yeah, he looks so much better, honestly. So
all right,
your turn, brother.
3. All right. Well, my number 3 is Seb 33.
Oh, I saw this one.
Yes, that was going to go on my list till you put it on there, because holy shit, is that a fun figure?
Yeah. So right now I do have him in extendo mode. But yeah, this figure is badass. First of all, I thought Skeleton Crew was top notch.
We all are in agreement.
Every moment of that show, I was just having a great time. Still not quite my favorite show of Star Wars, but it was great. And this guy in particular, just SM33 Smee being the second made pirate cat, it was just such a great like nod to other stories in general. And his character, I thought he was great. And the figure does definitely live up to the character. It's a great one. And incredibly, this figure has awesome posability. Like,
for sure.
There's no issues with him standing up. Which I was honestly kind of shocked with his old peg leg, but you could take off his little arm plate here and you can put on his like little battle shield.
And he's got the rat, which is like the best thing ever. Like, talk about attention to detail in his eye socket, and the head comes off.
And I love that you've got the blaster shots in his shield too.
Nice touch.
One thing I hate editing into photos is blaster shots.
Yes.
So I think this figure is top notch, deluxe wise. A lot of things. I think we did a podcast and talked about it once, but we all know, but a lot of people don't know. A lot of things go into what makes a figure a deluxe figure, and this figure, it was for me every bit deluxe. I love it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
that
My
was a great
extendo
one.
mode on the left leg just doesn't work and it pops
I
out.
know,
So
you
I think
said
it
that.
makes me like it
But-
less, but I still love the figure.
So you can't pull the leg itself out.
Yeah, when I go to pull it down, it doesn't work or the full leg pops out. But that's not here nor there. It's a great figure. I love it. And I love taking photos of it. Like I got to take more because you can use them in old with the High Republic figures, like the Acolyte figures, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
just
I didn't even
yeah, it's my
think
first
about
photo
that.
of him because I got him and Kelnaka in the same 2 day span.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and Kelnaka is a great figure too, by the way. But
yeah.
awesome pick, brother.
He almost made my list here too, but alas, choices were made. All right, let's move along.
You want to go to your number 2 since you're already talking, Dad?
Oh, you want me to do that?
I would love for you to do that. The
You
Force,
roll it?
you are one with the Force, and the Force is with you.
commands to do that.
Yeah, walk through that blaster fire and flip the
All
switch,
right, all
cheer
right.
it.
So this figure, this character surprised me in a lot of ways when I bought it. So I little quick story. I was at the old store, and it was a period of time where there's a sale going on, buy one get one. There was a couple different choices, and I don't remember who the third choice was, but it was Dagon and the little gopher guy from Acolyte. Why don't I ever remember his name anymore?
Basil.
Yeah, somebody else. So Matt told me who to get, and I ended up going with Dagon and Basil. So Dagon was who Matt told me not to get. Matt said, "Don't go with Dagon. He's not going to be good in photos or something like that, or you won't be able to use him so much." It wasn't like anything negative, but anyway. So I went with Dagon.
arm, and he should be at least $3 less.
So it's Dagon. Number 2. I've used this figure so many times. I have taken so many photos. I wasn't super attached to the character in the game when I killed him. It meant nothing. But
I really love that character in the game.
Lightsaber battles have no
feelings, and the figure is amazing.
I got it. I ended up getting it, and I like it. So
it's similar to
shit
you,
talk
Matt.
for no reason.
Like I've kind of, I've grown to like the character more, through the figure here too. And this figure, hopefully you can't tell, but both lightsaber blades are glued in because I've played with him a little too much. Broke the blades off in there, but this figure's top notch. And I thought too, I was like, maybe the 2-pack one, I was gonna wait to get it, but when I saw him in the store, something called to me. I was like a Force echo or something. I don't know, but I had to do it, and I'm glad I did.
You went into the world between worlds for a moment, and you reached into the hole. You avoided the blue fire from Palpatine, and you just grabbed a Sith somehow. But it's a cool figure. I'm sorry that I was like, because when I got it, I have a second photo I never posted. Remember, you helped me pick the one, so I may repost that. But I actually lost the saber blade to my Survivor Cal Kestis, and then I broke down. I found him for retail, and I bought one. He comes on Friday. But now that I have Dagon in Marin,
but here's
take a photo.
Yeah, here's the thing about Dagon, though. He is from the High Republic. So you can take pics of him High Republic style.
Fighting Smee.
You could he's in Cal's time, so anything in the Survivor Bad Batch era, arguably could work.
Oh, him versus Wrecker.
And then additionally, if he had survived, or whatnot, there's anything forward from there that works for this guy. So the figure for photography purposes is fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you haven't talked. We've been talking a lot, so you're rock and roll on your number 2.
Fair enough. So my next one is, and I was really tossed up between my number 1 and my number 2. But my number 2 is going to be a re-release, but it is probably, aside from Nihilus, the one that I was most after, and also the one I think I was the happiest with, essentially, and it is this guy.
So
Balgus.
good. I didn't even.
And
I didn't get the re-release. But I couldn't do
is
my
a
list.
fucking beast compared.
Oh wow.
Like,
yeah,
he is so huge compared to like any other figure. Honestly, like
He's bigger than
even
Savage.
yeah, like he is absolutely massive compared to them. Like just a hulking presence, and like, you know, I've done a couple of photos with this guy, and like honestly, it is just menacing, the presence that the guy has. And like, I would say the only gripe I have on this really is just the
hood.
The hood is kind of a pain
Yeah.
in the ass.
Oh, it's so
That's
the
about
hood
it,
makes
bro.
it so hard because if you have him at an angle, you can't see his face. But regardless, I didn't get that in 2025, so I couldn't do it on my list. But if I did, it would be up there. And I think my favorite part of that amazing figure is the lightsaber blade, because like he's ginormous, his lightsaber is ginormous, and that blade is batshit.
Thick.
Like that is a
thick.
claymore. That is not a lightsaber.
big boy.
And
Yeah.
it could cut a dude like down the middle in half. And like the mask coming off is such a nice touch. I think the thing about that figure is it was during a period, and you know, everybody in the comments, everybody knows that.
Wait,
the guys
hold
in
up. The mask comes off?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pop the head off.
Yeah, and the mask pops out. But it was during a period for Black Series, and I think we'll all agree, where they were not doing their best, and that figure was like a breath of fresh air. And I remember I got him just because I knew he was going to be hard to get. And the minute I got him, I was like, oh, wow. I took like, and I think because you remember this probably. Remember I took like 20 photos, and they were like, put him next to Savage, and I sent it to you. So like, I mean, but what? What a good figure.
Absolutely hulking presence, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I did not know that was the thing. I'm gonna have some fun with that.
Yeah. Make them suck in air.
Yeah. All right, Matt, your turn, brother.
I think my top 2 are going to be like zero surprise to anybody. But my number 2 is my main man Dash, just a Dash.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows from me showing them on the cast. I shout out to Syndicate Customs because they're in Australia, but they do great service and painting, and they do like my Cassian blasters. Like I got a blaster behind me, like just to show some of their work because I wanted to show this with the original part. I painted it, but whatever. But like a good example of what they can do, because I actually have a better blaster coming for them that should be here in January. But like you look at what they can do, and like that's the Cassian blaster of, you know, from when he was on from like later on in the series, like a sniper rifle. But they just do phenomenal work. But now that I've given those boys a shout out, I will show this figure again. And I mean, again, Shadows of the Empire. Talk about new mold, full articulation, full attention to detail. And I just love him. And I know he's a Han ripoff, but the attachment we all have from Power of the Force in the game is just there. And like photograph wise, he looks great in photos. I post him a lot. Like I'm sure, you know, you guys have noticed. But what I do love about him, and I got to get my snow speeder out of storage, is he participated in the Battle of Hoth. Like, what a cool thing.
He did.
And the figure's great. A lot of people complained about the shoulder pads. I don't mind them. And I found these, you know, everybody's like, these snap off the wings. But if you just hold them when you twist the arm, you're good. And, I think the Han Solo blaster, I would have rather he had a Dash blaster. Hot tip.
Yeah.
I bought the blaster that's in all the art from the Syndicate guys, and it looks great. But I just actually ordered the blaster that my main man Gosling had in Blade Runner 2049, and it's got the 2 prongs like the Power of the Force figure had. That's what I'm going to use. But like, this is for me, again, dream figure, number 2 on my list for years. And it's just, thank you, whoever did this, Mr. Stevie, and bringing back Shadows. But, it's the delight that Hasbro's bringing with stuff. And I have 2 of them. I have one on my shelf behind me. I don't know if you can see it. But it is next to a Cassian and Han because, Blaster Bros. But it is, it's just such a cool figure. And getting it out of the box I remember it came a little later than my Han figure. And it was like coming like 2 weeks later. And I was just looking at Amazon hoping, like when you look sometimes it's supposed to be in 2 weeks and it's like, it's coming tomorrow. But it didn't happen. But that's the figure I couldn't wait for. And one of the things, again, with the holster, this fits without warping the blaster and having to like heat it up to redo it beautifully in the holster, and it looks great. So again, probably not a surprise to anybody, but my number 2 is one of my top
that was
5
one
characters.
you and I talked
I
about.
know that's one that you
years
guys have both been excited about, and I'm excited about that one too. I just haven't had the opportunity to snag them up yet, but I will at some point. But okay, I have a serious question, and maybe it's just because I'm a little naive sometimes. But when you say some people say he's a Han ripoff, like what am I?
So if you think about Shadows of the Empire,
Just the fact that he's a similar character.
Yeah, he's a similar character. He flies a Carillion light cruiser, or freighter. And in Shadows of the Empire, he's it's that he's a little cipher for Han. He's a mercenary, not a smuggler, but he's a rogue, uses a blaster, has like a droid that's his best friend instead of like a Wookiee that's funny. And it was kind of like whoever wrote I forget who wrote Shadows of the Empire. I think it was Steve Perry. But when you think about him, they needed like a Han character, and he fills that role. So I think a lot of people are like, he's Han Solo light. But what I like about it, even this figure, and I'll show it again, is his face. It looks like a mix between what's his name, Nikolai Coster-Waldau from Game of Thrones, and Prince Charming from Shrek. But he's supposed to be the difference between him and Han is that Han's so charming and fun, and Dash is like an absolute jerk. And but he's really good at his job, and people like him. So I like that, like, you can pretend like they're both from Corellia. I think like you can pretend like he's on a mission with Han when you're taking a photo, and it's like, this prick. But it's like, and I just think he's a cool character. And guys, I'm always down for a dude that's a badass with a gun. So
he's cool.
Just elated that they made this figure.
Yeah, I'm excited to get him, and I read the book, enjoyed that, and I mostly when I see the character and think of the figure, or see the figure, think of the character, I just go right to Shadows of the Empire, the N64, of course.
Oh, of course,
and that's where I'm at. So I'm like, why would people be hating on this guy? Like, you are that guy. That is you.
Yeah, but if you even look at the blaster in Shadows of the Empire, the game, and what he came with, it's Han's blaster. It's so ridiculous. But he's so cool.
People buy the same shit, whatever.
No, for sure. That's my thing with poses when they're all doing it, because like it's sort of like when they can't cross their arms. Like if you have a blaster guy, you're not getting far when you pose them. You can change the legs like I do, but it's a Han blaster pose. Like I think that's my complaint about the Cassian that came out last year, is in the show he two hands blasters, and I'm like, just make a jacket malleable enough for the butterfly joints. Like I'm close to cutting it with a razor just so it can go like this. I think one of the two figures that can go like this is actually the Scout Trooper. Hey, but that's a dream of mine.
You know what you got to do is see if people, when they braid their hair, have ponytails, use these little like plastic things to tie off the end of it, whatever. Very, very, very small. Your wife might have some. Mine did. Found them in a drawer, and what I do is I put that around their hands, and then they're able to do that. They're clear, so you can't tell in the photo.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Just fun little workaround for you.
Yeah,
on that.
Great call.
They should just make them that way. But
Eric, numero dos.
I already did number 2. We're on number 1 for you.
We're number 1. Oh, right. Shit. Ant, did you do your number 2? I was just so excited to talk about Dash.
I did. Yeah. Dagon was my number 2, bro.
Do you want me to do my number 1 since everybody knows it?
Bust on in.
Oh, I already know, so just go ahead.
The single greatest action figure ever produced, the 2025 A New Hope Han Solo version 2 action figure. It is turned, other than my custom ones of like my SH Fig Arts, I can't look at another Han figure. He's all over my feed, but this, I painted the blaster for those that don't have them. I like to have like a little silver on it, but what a figure. Looks great. I know it's gotten some complaints about the portrait. It looks a lot better in photos, but I think it's a good portrait, to be honest. But I'm just going to say, like, this is a figure that was my number 1 for years. So now my number 1 is Han and Bespin, because that's my favorite look. But it is, it's my second favorite Star Wars figure I own. And the other one is a Han and Bespin in a card from 1983 on a Return of the Jedi card. But this is like, guys, I don't care what anybody says. This is the single greatest Black Series figure ever produced. And it looks great with the new Chewie, who just didn't make my list. It's a cool figure, but it's not a lot of my photos because of Han. But it's just every pose he can do. Fun story. My first one of him, I somehow got his arms to be flat to the sides, and I didn't realize I was snapping a joint in it. It broke. And I was devastated. But at this point, I have 2 in the package because I saw one. I don't go to brick and mortar. I'm in Manhattan. So when I visited Ant, I just bought one to have one. in the package. So I've got 2 of them that are customized with like cloth jackets. One of them has an Indiana Jones head to look old. I think I'm rocking 6 of this figure if you don't count the one. And it's just like in the hand, and I actually hopefully show in the future. I found a guy on Etsy, and he makes hands that work with the ball joints with gloves, so I can paint it up like his gloves in A New Hope. And that'll go on one of my many doubles of this figure. But just, you guys can't top this. Maybe we end the show. It's like, and look, compose I'm just gonna hold them up. Don't even show your figures. We're just gonna do that for 5 minutes. But anyway, single greatest Black Series figure ever produced.
How do I get Matt off the screen here?
You can't even fight me on it because you already lost. But yeah, so that's mine. I don't think anybody's gonna faint.
Up for debate.
I think I know Ants. I forgot his list, but I will be surprised if it's not what I think. Ant, just do it.
I thought you said something about what?
Yeah, you Zids. Oh no shit, same as me. I love that figure. It just didn't make my top 5. His
okay,
so
good. Yeah, so he's got his little baby saber, so that's awesome. But if you're playing out in the woods with this guy, you better make sure you keep an eye on that one.
Great shots. Runner, what is your figure? I want to know. Drop it in the comments.
So this guy, I mean, he's super detailed. The helmet, fantastic. So he of course, for those of you who don't have this figure, he is on Amazon right now for $24.99.
He was down lower during Black Friday.
Not a removable helmet. You got to pop his head off. Matt was a little skeptical about this.
The new neck joint head pop. You can sleep at night. Like I want that with every figure.
You pop that bad boy off. Typically, the neck joint is going to pop right off with it. If it doesn't, you can pop it in pretty quick. Yeah. But so this guy, he's got his plastic cape, which is, I love how they did this.
And you can pose him with that, which is cool. Like you don't have to worry about it blocking things the way they built it.
So then they give him a nice cloth goods cape to go under that. And then, of course, his normal chiseled body.
That's like the first figure they've ever made with pants, too, which is like, that's drifting into like Mezco territory, which I hope they do that more because they did a good job. I know the Emperor figure that came with Mace, like that it looked like they used a tissue. But it was sort of like, how can you have a Chimera figure that looks like that, or Chimera, and then go into the Stranger, and then go into like the Emperor sucking. I still like the figure, but the Emperor, but that figure is just so cool
with the pants. I mean, I just throw them into a quick pose like this, and like you could do totally like
they're cool karate pants.
As Matt says, karate pants.
Like he's about to go do some taekwondo.
Yeah, Manny just he did great. I loved his portrayal as the Acolyte. I think we all know this, and figure's amazing. I didn't do any pre-orders this year, so I was a little nervous that I was not going to be able to pick this guy up. But yeah, I actually saw him, and I didn't do the pre-order. Just when he had actually come out, I just scooped him up, and I think Matt, you had done the pre-order, and I got him, of course, before you.
He came when I was in Michigan visiting you, so I got to play with him, which was really cool.
Yeah, why did he come so late for you?
Yeah, I don't know, but he my one complaint about that figure is the portrait on the face. I think from different angles, he looks like the actor Manny Jacinto. But
right there.
But yeah, like right there, it's good, but dead on, it's not as much. But I'm gonna be totally honest with you.
I could see that.
I can't get away from using the mask anyway. That helmet is so menacing.
I think that's probably what they focused on for it because it just looks cool.
Honestly, I mean, I don't think it's bad by any means, but I could see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you do like an angled look on it, then it's a little easier.
Yeah. But and Hal Runner just posted his because I asked him, and thank you, Hal Runner, for being our fact checker and always doing that. And actually a part of the show, to be honest. So as we head into the end of the year, I just want to say how much we appreciate you and your interaction, and Aaron Anthony for always joining as well. But you've got a lot that overlap with ours. But I will say, Shock T is a sleeper, and I didn't even think about her, and she might have made honorable mention. Like, hot damn, like they killed that figure in a way.
I don't have her yet.
Yeah.
So Black Series natural, like chimed in on Instagram, and he said the same thing. That's his number one.
Oh, his name's it's David, one of Aunt and My's really good friends, and he absolutely, like, I know you love that figure. Yeah, you love that figure at Ithorians, bud. I know it, and I love you for it, and you inspire me to use my Momonodon more and more every day. So thank you also, David, Black Series Natural Light. That's BLK Natural Light if anybody wants to follow him.
Well,
BLK Series Natural Light.
When I first found him, I thought he was like somebody famous because I was like, this man has beautiful photos.
Oh yeah.
If only one day I could take a photo like him. And he really does have some amazing art. So
yeah,
definitely check him out. But yeah, the figure is that Momonodon. I have him coming tomorrow. I scored him on that $14 Amazon deal. And
I highly recommend you spring the $5 for the Power of the Force one, because that double barrel blaster it comes with is what I use, and it's so worth it to make him look like that figure. So he comes with the Stormtrooper blaster. It's kind of whack and small in his hands, but seriously, like, I can't wait to see what you do with him, man. You know, my Doc Ondar is my holy grail, so I want more.
Yeah, I know, and if I ever see him anywhere, I will pick him up for you. I don't care.
Beautiful and handsome
who
man.
I have to rob.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You have the pheromones of Shizor that make me fall in love with you. Wow. All right, Eric, bring us home.
Well, I would have to agree with Halrunner there, because my number one lines up with his list, and it is the Jedi Temple Guard.
That is a beautiful figure. That also almost made an honorable mention for me.
So this is one that, like, when I got this, I initially got it because I saw it pop up that it was available on Amazon. I was like, oh, cool, you know, something I'll be able to do some fun stuff with. And once I busted it out and I started doing some photos with it, like, this is probably the best one I own. Like, the posability on it's great. The mask and like the details on it just are pristine. Like, I fucking love this figure. Yeah. And I just did a photo with this one.
Yeah, it was great
days ago, and that was, like, honestly one of my better ones, honestly. And just, like, I freaking love the way this thing looks, honestly.
I also want to say, Halrunner, you've taken amazing photos of him. I remember when it first came out, it made me want to get him, and I couldn't find him. And one night I was just dicking around on Hasbro Pulse, and all of a sudden he popped up, and it was like I was jumping up and down on my couch.
Yeah, that's another figure I do not have yet.
I will
highly recommend.
He didn't make my honorable mention because of the hood. That hood is brutal for posing the head, but it's still one of my favorite figures of the year, for sure.
It definitely is. But, like, so I've noticed that if you you can play with it a little bit to get it moving and everything. It's not easy by any means. So I can see where you're.
But it's still a great figure. Matt, I'm not shitting on the figure.
I'd like to bring something to your attention and everybody else. When you told me and whatever group chat it was in, with
one of our 19 or direct chat,
and we were
Eric
talking
and I are in
like
like 15 group chats with other people together.
And you were saying how that bothered you. That was the first time that I realized that figures with hoods like that could potentially move their heads. I never I never fucking tried that.
Well, I didn't get him originally because I didn't know that the cloth on the bottom, and I was like, you're not gonna be able to move his legs. I thought it was all plastic. And then Halrunner, your photo, I was like, oh, you can move his legs? God damn it, now I can't find him.
So as you're talking about that guy's head, like, I'm pulling figures off the shelf with hoods, like, you can move their heads. It's fun.
All right. Well, that completes our round off of the year there, guys. And we had a bunch of comments coming in on Instagram, folks agreeing with a lot of the stuff we have.
Do we have anybody on Instagram that had somebody we didn't mention? I would love to know.
Not that I saw, actually. No, everything seemed right in line with what we chose.
Any other turtles out there?
No.
I
don't need to look at Instagram to know that.
I'm kind of a turtle, it's fine.
And hey, love that you always bring a wild card. Oh, Chewbacca was in the comments. Jen, our studio manager, my wife. Okay. Oh, Jen said Chewbacca in the back. So Chewbacca's her favorite. And that Chewbacca, talk about a shitty Wookiee mold we used to get. And none of the Wookiees were differentiated. And now, like, you have the totally new mold with Black K. You've got that Chewie. You've got the Kelnaka. But that Chewie figure, it didn't make my honorable mention. It maybe should have, because I take so many photos of it. But I know Jen loves it. And finally, he can cross-hold his bowcaster. You can turn his head in a way that it looks like a figure. that is a phenomenal figure. That's in my top 10 for sure, but that's a good shout. And thank you, Jen, for a wild card outside of Turgle.
All right, guys. Well, that right there is going to wrap us up for the night. Had a great show, showing off some of these awesome figures from the last year. Guys, we really closing out the year here. I just want to say really quick, we really appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with us every couple of weeks. So as we show off some figures, talk Star Wars and everything, and really excited to see what the new year has to bring with new Star Wars shows, new action figures, games, the whole spiel, man. So I'm excited for this year, guys.
And we'll be talking about that on our next cast in early January. So please come back.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do the sign-offs then. Mr. I am not a committee. You want to rock and roll? We'll do the usual order.
Yeah, that's me. I am not a committee. And no, this was fun. I love talking toys. And the top 5 was actually kind of challenging for me this year, which is awesome. That means there's a lot of great figures. And then I think when Matt and I were talking about it too, I know I'm signing off, but I have to mention, I originally thought he was talking about figures of all, like top 5 figures. Of,
yeah, you were pretty bummed
that
it wasn't.
And I was like, oh,
I put a lot of thought for a show next year.
Yeah. We'll do that in the middle of the year.
We'll
so
do that
6
sometime.
months to play Kill Our Darlings.
But no, I just to echo Eric there, though. I appreciate all our folks who listen and watch out there too, and everyone who contributes. And I see the YouTube comments come in, and I don't have my Instagram pulled up watching those, but it's really fun to watch the engagement with the viewers and you guys. So thank you all for that, and thank you guys for letting me be a part of the show, and we'll see you guys all next year.
Yeah, I just want to say, we're heading into the 50th anniversary. They've talked about how they're going to jump timelines. There may be things from the sequels, which I've been waiting for next year, which is amazing. I've already said I'm taking off work and going 3 times when the movie comes out in early 2027. But it's going to be a great year for Star Wars. I know we're talking about it, but I do want to say that I'm not religious, but this is a season of appreciation. And there's a lot of appreciation we can give, like you guys have been giving to our listeners, to our friends. Action figures, especially making this a special episode, is what brought the 3 of us together. Ant and I through Dios, and Eric and I moderating a wacky Facebook page, and then just becoming best friends through it. But I want to give a shout out to some folks. First and foremost, my wonderful wife Jen, who when I met her, she'd watch Star Wars, but she became a part of Star Wars with me and talks about it, and knows things like watching a probe droid in Obi-Wan going, does that have an FTL? And the fact that she is in my life and encourages this and gets excited about the podcast is something the Force could only bring me. And then secondly, I want to thank folks like Howl Runner, who has become our fact checker. Seeing you in the comments every week, makes my heart sing, and even Jen interacting with you. I want to thank Aaron Anthony. I know you won that contest, but you're always listening and you're a part of the cast in your own way. Some of the guests we've had, like Tommy, from Blitz, we had Nosh from, which was insane, from Survivor that we had that. And when Eric and I started this, if you go back and watch what hot garbage our cast looked like, the fact that over the last 2 years, we've had stuntmen and actors.
I was hooked.
Yeah, I made you be hooked, but that's why you became a recurring character and a host on the cast. But when we started this 2 years ago, I never could have dreamed that we would have guests like this and the friends we've made. It's hard to make friends, and this community has brought everybody together. So thank you all for making my life better, including you 2 assholes. So what I will say is, as we head into this new year at a weird time, go in with positivity. You are one with the Force, and the Force is with you. And the spirit I hope that you have will be one of my favorite lines in Star Wars, and that's punch it, Chewie. So thank you all. Merry Sithmas, and you make my life better. Everybody I mentioned, everybody that listens, and everybody that's positive in the community.
Well,
now that I made people cry, top that, Eric.
I was gonna say it's gonna be kind of hard to top that. So I'll just end it with, once again, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you guys coming along this journey with us, and I genuinely hope you guys all have an amazing holiday season, whatever the hell it is that you guys do celebrate. I hope you have a great time. Hug your family, give them a hug. Please give them a hug and kiss for me. And once again, guys, this is the way.